Welcome to Save Your Sanity, help for handling hijackals, those difficult, toxic, and often disturbing people in your life. I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor, and I'm here for you. You'll get the insight, skills, strategies, and support to stop tolerating verbal and emotional abuse, whether it's happening now or it happened to you in the past, maybe by a parent, partner, ex, relative, or even a coworker. Time to take life back, to recover and to rediscover you, your values, dreams, desires, and realize them in healthy ways in healthy relationships. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, I hope you are doing well. I'm so glad to welcome you back if you've been with me before, and I'm delighted if you're brand new to Save Your Sanity. I hope you'll visit other episodes and find what you need there. I also invite you all to visit my YouTube channel. You'll find it at youtube.com/forrelationshiphelp, and you can subscribe there so you won't miss a thing. Of course, I like to stay in contact with you, so when you're at the website forrelationshiphelp.com, you can also subscribe to my Tips for Relationships newsletter. And you'll find that at forrelationshiphelp.com/subscribe. So today I want to talk with you about something that we kind of think about at the end of every year, and that is self-care. It's so important for everybody, but it's so much more important if other people have not been taking care of you, not been taking care of your feelings or your well-being in your life at an earlier time or right now. And I hope when I say self-care, you don't go, oh, that, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be doing that. I hope that you welcome and embrace the idea that what if I did take even better care of myself? Because you may have old scripts. If you were raised by hijackals, you did not have your feelings validated ever. Hijackals will overindulge you in things that you do well so that they get the credit for it. You know, maybe you're like me and I happen to play the piano well and sing and do well in school, so I got a lot of attention for that. But should I have a feeling, oh no, who did I think I was to want to talk about my feelings? And so when you live like that, or when you've been in a relationship of any kind like that, early in life or later in life, you may downplay your need for self-care. And you might try to dismiss it. You might say, oh, I'm fine, or I don't have many needs, or I'm a workhorse, or other people really need me, I don't have time for that right now. Or I'll get some downtime later, or I can't afford it. And if those things go through your head when you think of self-care, I'd like you to reflect for a minute and say, is that real and is that wise? Because it really isn't. This is the moment that you have. This is the life energy that you have right now, and you matter. You really matter. So you may have been raised to believe you don't, and you may have been told that other people are more important than you are, and that you're a good person when you understand that other people are more important than you. Is there any chance you've heard that? I'm sure you have if you've been around a hijackal. You know, that perennial question my mother always used to say to me, just who do you think you are? And that's a refrain that we'll hear often if we've had hijackals in our life. And if you heard it from the time you were young, you may have taken that into the deepest levels of your being. And today I'm inviting you to reconsider a better way and give yourself permission to take really good care of yourself all the time. Sure, we get into times when we're extremely busy or somebody's ill and they have a big need and we respond. But even in that situation, take care of yourself. You know, people ask all the time, well, I had a hijackal mother and now she's sick. What do you think I should do? And I tell them that's a very individual decision. I had hijackal parents. My father passed first and we looked after him at home. My mother and I am an only child, so there was no one else to help. And then when my mother became ill, I had to make a decision and I chose to take care of her too. That doesn't mean that needs to be your decision. It just was the decision that I could make from who I am and how I wanted to live without regret. But I remember I was going to take 3 days off from caring for her, and I had other people helping, of course. I had hospice people and people who came in overnight, so it wasn't all on my shoulders. But I was going to take 3 days away between Christmas and New Year's in order to kind of pick myself up. And I announced this to the hospice workers, and they said to me, "Oh, what a terrible thing to do. Your mother's so ill. How dare you think of yourself right now?" And I just looked at them and I said, if I don't take care of me, I won't be here when she's really dying. I took the 3 days off. I took great care of myself. Enjoyed time with a friend in a little cabin with a Japanese hot tub. Wonderfully restorative. Slept. Came back and was fully present for my mother's last 21 days. So give yourself permission to take really good care of yourself. Ida LeShan wrote this: when we truly care for ourselves, it becomes possible to care far more profoundly about other people. When we truly care for ourselves, it becomes possible to care far more profoundly about other people. Now, were you taught that equation? I sure wasn't. Were you raised to take very good care of yourself? Probably not. And were you taught to ask for what you need and want? Oh, of course not. You were supposed to just manage on your own and stay out of the way. How dare you have a need or a want? So when I was a child and a youth and a young adult, the adults gave me the impression that being thought of as selfish was almost the worst thing that could be said about me. The message was clear. Do not be selfish. Do not even appear to be selfish. Perhaps this happened to you too. So on reflection, this was an almost crippling blow to creating any self-esteem in me. And as far as I can remember, there was no boundary created to indicate where self-esteem ended and selfishness began, so I never knew, and maybe you didn't know either. So to be safe, I was carefully schooled to consider that to ask for anything I wanted or needed was an indicator of selfishness. And it was also considered rank selfishness to speak well of myself too. Does that resonate for you? So if it was true in your upbringing, I really encourage you to think differently now. Celebrate your strengths, your talents, your skills, and definitely your accomplishments. It's not conceited to know the good about yourself. It's only arrogant when you suggest that you're better than others. And that's a big difference. So for those of us raised in this way, taking good care of ourselves is equated with selfishness at a deep level. And so we often neglect ourselves in ways that really would enhance our self-esteem and bolster our self-confidence and support us to live fully, happily, healthily. You deserve to take good care of yourself. That's one way to teach others how to treat you too. You do it by example. So today I'm encouraging you to be positively selfish. Okay, do it in a positive way, not a negative way. I believe it's the pathway to genuine generosity. And that suggests a new way of thinking about yourself, and you need to take very good care of yourself. Now, you may not know this, but I have an amazing place where you can get answers from me. You can talk about your experience. You can get help from other people, support for other people on the path. And if that interests you, I want to invite you to become a member of my Emotional Savvy Circle. And there you will also receive my 21 Steps to Empowered Emotional Savvy over a 46-day period at the $5 a month level, and get access to all of my discussion forums that are in a very safe place. They're not on Facebook. They are on my website. So you're very safe there. No one can see that you belong except other members. So if that appeals to you and you want to get access to that, or you want to upgrade your membership and get access to my every month group Ask Me Anything call, or even further upgrade, to my every month at least get a free webinar included, you can do that too. Go to forrelationshiphelp.com/ESC for Emotional Savvy Circle. forrelationshiphelp.com/ESC. So I'm going to encourage you to listen to this broadcast several times and ask yourself these questions. I'm going to give you a lot of questions. I just want to stimulate your thinking right now so that you can start thinking, how might I do this next year in a way that demonstrates I care about myself because I am engaging in self-care. First and foremost, do you believe that you deserve to draw breath and take up space? I hope you do, and if you don't, let's work on that. You know, we can always work together. Just go to forrelationshiphelp.com/join. You need to believe deeply that you deserve to take up space and draw breath. Do you eat well? How many excuses do you have for not? Do you drink at least 6 glasses of water a day? You've heard that lots of times. It's not that hard. Please do it. Do you get some exercise for at least 20 minutes at least 3 times a week? You could go for a walk. It counts. Do you purposely create some time each day to be still and quiet? Or do you keep yourself overbooked? Do you feed your mind with new ideas? Well, you're doing that right now by listening to this podcast. So great. Get a check mark right there. Do you know deeply what lights you up? What is it that you like to study? What do you like to do? What's your hobby? What do you enjoy? You know, is it dancing? Is it art? Is it volunteering? Is it a craft? Whatever it is. And are you spending time doing what lights you up? Do you spend time with people who love you or people you think should love you? Be careful with that one. You can get awfully engaged in trying to get people who are dedicated to not loving you to love you, and it's a terrible waste of your energy. Do you recognize your own values and live from them? Here's a big one. Are you comfortable and confident enough about who you are to say no when you don't want to do something? And be very, very clear about your boundaries. You have to express them. Do you know about my personal weather format? Well, you'll learn about that in the 21 steps to empower emotional savvy. So remember to go there, forrelationshiphelp.com/ESC. Do you enjoy spending time with yourself alone? And if not, why not? Have you told all the people close to you what your wants and needs are? None of us are with mind readers, you know, so the fair thing to do is to tell them. Do you speak up for yourself? Do you speak well of yourself, especially when you're talking to yourself in your head? Will you create emotional distance from people who do not have your best interests at heart? Don't keep hoping somebody's going to be different when they're dedicated to never changing. So keep the emotional distance when people are unsafe to you. And if you have children, will you make sure you stay aware of keeping your children in environments that are emotionally healthy and physically safe for them? That's your job. So many things. Are you safe? Are you respected? You know, I've got a webinar that you can listen to called How to Protect Yourself When You Haven't Been. And there's a webinar series that I have called Handling Hijackals, Past, Present, and Future. If you need help with specific topics, think about those webinars, and they're included at the $25 a month level in Emotional Savvy Circle. Are you safe? Do you feel respected? Are you honest with yourself? So many things. So I wanted to give you this list to kind of seed your thinking. How am I going to take better care of myself? How am I going to demonstrate that I matter to myself? How will you demonstrate conscious self-care? And I hope you will really think about these things and start making a list. Don't wait. Start the list now. Then you can choose where you want to start. But what could you do that lights you up, makes you feel better, takes good care of yourself, keeps you healthy, and keeps you at a safe emotional distance from people who are dedicated to not keeping you safe? Such important things today. Getting ready to take consciously good care of yourself. So be especially good to yourself today and tomorrow and every day after. I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler. I hope you'll join me at forrelationshiphelp.com/ESC. And we'll talk soon. We can have lots of great conversations over there, and they're safe, safe, safe. And that's the way I want things to be for you. And I hope you want that for yourself too. Talk soon. I'm so glad you spent this time with me today. I hope you heard something that touched your heart and empowered you to move forward. You can have the life and relationships that you most want, and that begins with you, within you, today. I'm always here for you. Life can get better, and you heard that from me, the Relationship Help Doctor. I'm Rhoberta Shaler, and I work with clients throughout the world through video conferencing. We can talk. So learn more at forrelationshiphelp.com, forrelationshiphelp.com, or visit me on YouTube at For Relationship Help. Join me for next week's show.